Welcome everybody. Welcome to Unleashing Your Inner Wisdom with Donna. It's always an absolute pleasure to be here every Wednesday night, 8:30 till 9:30. I don't have to give daylight savings times anymore. So my name is Donna. I'm an internationally recognised kinesiologist, and I'm coming in every Wednesday to offer free micro kinesiology balances around chakras and emotions. So I am coming in from StreamYard, so please do, you may need to give permission for comments to come through. So please feel free to do that as well. And what I might do before we kick off and start, hi Florin, hi Sarah. Before we start, what I'd like to do is just give you a little bit of a, I guess, a description of what I'm able to offer for you tonight. Hi Jeanette, hi Kerry. So every Wednesday night, I come in at 8:30 and offer free micro kinesiology balances around chakras and emotions. And so if you were wanting an emotional balance, what I would do is tune into your energy, and then using the traditional Chinese medicine 5-element chart, have a look at which element, meridian, and core emotion has come up for you tonight. Dive into that a little bit more, and then do a balance and offer you some support with that. If you were after a chakra balance, again, I would tune into your energy and then scan through your chakras for you and let you know which chakras are showing stress, and then dive deeper into the priority chakra for you and then offer you some support and balance around that. So I do have to say the lighting is very mood lighting in here tonight. So my light bulb blew beforehand, and I don't have a replacement fluoro one. So I've just got the different spotlights on, which is quite fun actually. It feels a bit like camping, so I like it. All right. So also I don't necessarily go in chronological order, so I do go where I'm guided as well. Okay, so let me just pop in and have a look. Hi, Donna Jane. It's good to see you again too. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Nikina and Karina, Nicole. Okay, and Kylie. Okay, so let's have a look here. Okay. All right. All right. So, Florin, you have come up for a balance, and so you're after an emotional balance. Okay, so for Florin. So, Florin, I'm just going to tune into your energy now. Wonderful. Okay. So I'm just using some traditional Chinese medicine acupressure points just to make sure our connection is as strong as possible. And so, Florin, I'm just offering you some support through your throat chakra. So if you can please say for me, I am truth. I am truth. Okay, just checking your central meridian. It's fine. And your governing meridian. Wonderful. And hydration. That's looking good too. Okay, so I'm just going to have a sip of water on my end just before we get started. My cat is wandering around in the background here, and I'm just like looking to see what she's going to knock off. Okay. So, Florin, an emotional balance. Hey, Catherine. Okay. So, going to the traditional Chinese medicine 5-element chart, Florin. So, are we working with fire, earth, metal, water? Okay. Kidney, bladder. Okay, so Florin, we're working with the water element for you and the bladder meridian. And I'm just going to dive deeper and see which is the core emotion that's coming up for you tonight as a priority. So with kinesiology, we always work with the priority that comes up, because sometimes, we help with the symptoms, but sometimes, for example, if we're feeling and this is just an example out of thin air. If we're feeling very angry or really frustrated about something, so go with really angry, we might say, I need some help with anger. But with kinesiology, if we dive down to the core emotion, actually might be something like grief or loss. that's the core emotion that's causing the anger. So with kinesiology, we always go for the core emotion. So the blood meridian, it's an anxiety. So Florin, what's come up for you tonight is some stress around frustration. So we'll dive into that a little bit deeper for you. Okay. And so Florin, it's coming up as a stress in your past, but the priority is currently dealing with the stress of frustration in the present for you tonight. Okay. And the stress around frustration is coming up in terms of a situation. So we can have stress that we generate from within ourselves. We can take it on from somebody, or we could project it onto somebody to help us recognize that so that we can heal it. Or it can come from a situation. And Florin, for you tonight, is coming up from a situation. So just have a look to see if there's anything that might be hindering you being able to release some of that stress tonight, Florin. Okay. And so, Florin, I know you know this because we chat regularly on Facebook and the lives and so forth. For those of you that are new to joining, sometimes, all humans do it. We have different ways of dealing with emotions. So one of them is working through our emotions. And sometimes we're not quite ready to do that. Either we're not emotionally ready to do that, or we're not in the time and space to allow us to take the time to do that. And so then we've got different things that we can do to manage the emotion. We might judge it, we might avoid it, we might suppress it, we could resist it. In this case, Florin, for you, it's just come up with some denial around the stress around frustration. And once again, these are all very normal and very human responses, but it's just very good to identify them and clear them, because if we don't clear them, then they can start becoming, they can become issues later on with blocking energy and so forth if we don't take that opportunity to clear them when we can. So, Florin, we're going to say an affirmation. We're going to say it twice. So if you can please say for me, I am true to my feelings of frustration. I am true to my feelings of frustration. Wonderful. Okay. So is there anything more for Florin tonight? Am I fine to move on to a balance? Okay. Okay, so for Florin tonight, are we balancing with a chakra? Is it chakra? Okay, throat. Okay. All right. So Florin, I can feel that. Florin, what's coming up for you is to offer you some support through your throat chakra. So again, can you please say for me, I am truth. And this is about giving you some support to release some stress around the emotion of frustration. It's about speaking your truth. Okay. So Florin, what came up for you tonight? So you asked for an emotional balance, and what came up is that we were working with the water element, the bladder meridian, and the emotion of frustration. It was frustration in the present time in relation to a situation. We said an affirmation to help you be able to release as much of that as possible tonight, and then offered you some support through your throat chakra. So I hope that was of benefit for you tonight, Florin. And I'm just going to end our connection now. Wonderful. Okay. So welcome for those of you that have joined in while I was offering Florin a balance. My name is Donna, and I'm an internationally recognised kinesiologist, and I offer free micro-kinesiology balances every Wednesday night, 8:30 till 9:30. So I'm offering micro-kinesiology balances around chakras and emotions. So please do feel free to let me know in the comments which one you'd prefer. I do go where I'm guided, so I don't necessarily go in chronological order. And please do let me know where you're coming in from. So I am from Brisbane in Australia, and I offer face-to-face balances as well as balances via Zoom for my clients that don't live local to me or live overseas. So that's where I'm located. So let me know where you're coming in from as well. It's always so interesting to know. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so trees from Auckland, yay! My mum-in-law lives in New Zealand, in Cambridge. Okay, so trees. Which one would you like? Let me just have a look. Chakra balance for you. No problems. Oh, Nikina, you're in the sunny coast. I'll be heading up there this weekend. Okay, so trees, and you would like a chakra. Oh, Jeanette, you're from Christchurch. Nice. Is it okay to do it over and over? So I'm just reading, sorry, they're moving quite fast, Florin. Is it okay to do it over again on replay? Florin, do you mean saying the affirmations over again? Is there anything that Florin is still on replay? No, Florin, you don't need to do anything more on replay. So is that balance integrated? Yeah. So that balance has been done for you and it's been integrated straight away for you. So you could if you wanted to, but the balance, the healing for that, the balance for that has happened straight away. So sometimes when you have a kinesiology balance, the integration can be immediately, and usually they are for micro kinesiology balances because they're just like 15, they're micros, they're just like 15-minute, 10 to 15-minute balances. For the longer balances, the first one's for an hour and a half and the follow ones are an hour. And depending upon how deep we dive and what we're working with, the integration, so how quickly that is fully absorbed into your body and into your energy field can vary from straight away to a couple of days to a couple of weeks. And I usually always check that for you at the end of the balance and let you know, and then touch base with you afterwards for those longer ones. Okay. All right. So Auckland isn't far from Hamilton. I know. So cool. Okay. I could chat all night, so I won't. I will start a balance for trees. Okay. So trees, I'm just going to tune into your energy now. Wonderful. Okay. Trying not to trip on my cat. Okay. Okay. So trees, I'm just making sure our connection is as strong as possible and offering you some additional support through your throat chakra as well. And it's quite normal to have this extra support as I tune in, because everyone has busy days, and sometimes we just need that sort of moment to sort of come together and sort of focus. So this helps with that. And trees also through your heart chakra. Okay. Okay, so just checking your central meridian. That's fine. And governing is good. And just checking hydration. Wonderful. Okay. I always check hydration in with kinesiology, because we work with energy, we're working with meridians, and meridians are, if you imagine, like an electrical current kind of thing through our body. And so we always need to make sure we're well hydrated so that we can get that flow going really well. And if it comes up that it's not, I help you with that as well, so that's fine. Okay. Chakra. Okay. So trees, just getting through your chakras now. Crown, brow. So your brow chakra is showing stress. Throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral. So your heart and sacral chakra trees. And base. And your base chakra. So I'll have a look at which one is the priority to offer you some support with tonight. So are we working with the brow chakra? Is it brow? No, is it heart? Okay. And so trees, it's the heart chakra for you tonight. But I'll go back at the end and check all the chakras for you that have showed stress, just to make sure they're all okay. So let me just dive into that deeper for you. So as a kinesiologist, I have lots of different resources all around me. So you'll sort of see me refer off screen to multiple things as I dive deeper into everything for you. Okay, so let's have a look here. Heart chakra. Okay. So does trees need to say the affirmation? Yeah. How many times? Okay. So trees, we're going to say this 3 times. Can you please say for me, I am love. I am love. I am love. Okay, and are we working with the inward expression? Are we working with the outward expression? So we're working with the outward expression for you with the heart chakra. So I'll just dive into that a little bit deeper for you. So is it forgiveness? So forgiveness of self, trees, is indicating some stress. So forgiveness and compassion towards yourself. So the heart chakra is intimately connected to our capacity to love and to feel empathy and compassion. And so compassion to self came up again there for you, trees. So I just checked, is it compassion to others and nothing indicated, compassion to self, and that indicated for you. So when the heart chakra is balanced, we feel a deep sense of appreciation for others and an awareness of the many gifts in our lives, as well as enjoying a sense of inner peace. And trees, there was a little bit of stress for you there around feeling a sense of inner peace. We can become out of alignment in this area if we've experienced heartbreak or abandonment, or are grieving the loss of a loved one or a relationship. When this chakra is out of balance, we can feel a hesitancy to trust. We can feel less compassionate. And so compassion indicated for you as well, then. We can feel impatient, and we don't feel a sense of peace. So not feeling a sense of peace indicated for you again. So is it a sense of is it sort of like a sense of a feeling of like connectedness and alignment? Okay. So around a sense of peace, it's coming up with your innate awareness is letting me know it's kind of like around connected alignment. Just feeling that really strong connection and sense of deep inner peace within. Okay, so am I okay to move on to a balance for trees? Okay. So is the balance chakra? Is it chakra? No. Is it ESR? Is it emotion? Is it... No? Okay. Is it dependent human ball? Is it the tuning forks? Okay. All right. So trees, the vibration of the tuning forks has come up for you to help balance this for you tonight. So can you please pop in the comments for me if you're left or right-handed? And using traditional Chinese medicine alarm points. So they're just various points around the body. I'm just moving some things around so I can get to those tuning forks. So it's using different acupressure points around the body that are related to specific meridians. And what I'm going to be looking for is the vibration of 2 very specific meridians for the tuning forks for your balance tonight. So I'll start that if you wouldn't mind popping in the comments if you're left or right-handed. Sometimes there's a bit of a delay. There it is. Thank you. Okay, so governing central, lung, pericardium, heart, stomach, large intestine. Okay, so the first tuning fork will be the large intestine tuning fork, the vibration of that. So governing central, lung, pericardium, heart, stomach, large intestine, triple heater, small intestine, bladder, liver. Okay. All right. So we'll be working with the large intestine and the liver meridian vibrations for you tonight, trees. So large intestine and liver. Okay. So I'm just going to check whereabouts. Okay, so the vibration will be around your heart, solar plexus area, and it'll be 2 sounds of the tuning fork tonight for you, trees. So trees, if you would like to get comfortable, you can just pop me down so you can hear, but you don't need to be looking or anything. Just take a nice deep breath in. Okay, so trees, you requested a chakra balance. I'm just going to go and check those other chakras for you. Okay, so they're all showing strong. So you requested a chakra balance, and your brow chakra, your heart chakra, your solar plexus chakra, sorry, your sacral chakra, and your base chakra indicated stress. The priority chakra to work with tonight was your heart chakra, and in particular, the outward expression of your heart chakra. So we dove into that a little bit deeper for you. And then for your balance tonight, it was the vibration of sound. And in particular, it was the vibration of sound with the large intestine and liver meridian. So, Therese, I hope that was helpful for you tonight. And I'm just going to end our connection now. Wonderful. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to go where I am guided. Sorry guys, I don't think that would have made a nice sound. The microphone just dropped off. Okay. Okay. So Ben Thompson, can you let me know if you are still here in the comments below? And so you're seeing red and orange and red today. Can you check your chakras? I can do that. Okay. Also, please feel free to pop over and visit me on my Facebook page. The link is in the description, whichever way that shows on your device. So yeah, please do come over, say hello. I've got some great resources there, particularly around a series I did on meridians, which is quite informative, that you might find interesting. So it was Meridian Monday. It ran for, I think, 12 weeks. It was very cool. And we dive into it from a traditional Chinese medicine and kinesiology perspective. So a little bit different. Okay, so Ben, I'm just going to keep scanning just in case you've moved on. If you haven't, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I will keep going. Okay, so let's have a look. All right. Okay. All right. So Aroha, I am so sorry if I'm not saying that right. So you've come up for a balance tonight as well. So let me just see in the comments if I can see which balance that you've requested. Chakra balance. Okay. All right. So if you can let me know if you are still here as well. Hello, Mel. Okay. So I will keep on scanning just in case. So, so Ben Thompson, if you are still here, please let me know in the comments. And Aroha Shepherd, let me know if you are still here. Okay. Ah, Sinead, okay. Fantastic. All right. So Sinead, that's not a problem. All right. So Sinead, you are, so Aroha is your middle name. Okay. All right. So, sorry, the comments are coming in really quickly. Here we go. Okay. So chakra. Okay. Fabulous. All right. So for those of you that are just joining in now, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here. My name is Donna. I'm an internationally recognized kinesiologist, and I'm offering micro-kinesiology balances every Wednesday from 8:30 to 9:30 around chakras and emotions. And I am just about to do a balance for Sinead, a chakra balance. Okay. So Sinead, I'm just going to tune into your energy now. Wonderful. And just using those traditional Chinese medicine points that I mentioned earlier, I'm just scanning through to make sure our connection is as strong as possible, and just offering you some support through your heart chakra. And the way kinesiology works is as I tune into your energy, I'm actually being guided by you. So by your subconscious and your innate awareness is actually indicating to me what you need for self-heal and to remove any blockages that are inhibiting you from self-healing. So you're really guiding me. So it's great that we make sure that our connection is as strong as possible. Okay. All right. And just offering you some more support through your solar plexus chakra. I can feel that one very strongly, Sinead. Can you please say for me, I am powerful? I am powerful. Okay. Okay, just checking your central meridian and your governing meridian. Hydration. Fantastic. Okay. Chakra. Okay. So Sinead, I'm just going to start scanning your chakras now. So crown chakra. Crown. So your brow chakra has indicated. Your throat chakra. Your heart chakra. Solar plexus chakra. Sacral chakra. Your sacral chakra. Base. And your base chakra. Okay, so Sinead, pretty much all of them except for your crown. So brow, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral, and base. Okay, all right. So Sinead, I'm just going to look at which one is the priority for you. So is it, I'm just going to go straight to the solar plexus because that felt strong before. Solar plexus, solar plexus. Yeah, solar plexus. Okay, yeah. So the solar plexus chakra is the priority for you tonight. So we're just going to dive into that one a bit deeper for you. Okay. That's the inward expression. Is it the outward expression? Okay. So it's the outward expression of the solar plexus chakra that is showing stress for you tonight. So is it outward expression? Is it learning to take a calculated risk? Learning to take a calculated risk. So pushing yourself out of your comfort zone has indicated some stress. Creating boundaries for yourself, Sinead, has indicated some stress. Creating a proactive plan to achieve your goals has indicated some stress. Okay. So the solar plexus chakra is often referred to as our personal power chakra, and that indicated stress for you there, Sinead, around personal power. So it's about the ego and our sense of self in a good way. It is about our self-esteem. It's about our self-esteem and a sense of confidence. And so the sense of confidence indicated for you, and also a belief that we have what we need for personal success. And there's also some stress around that last comment about feeling that you have what you need for personal success. So when the solar plexus chakra is out of balance, we can have feelings of low self-esteem that indicated for you, feeling not good enough, and having some shaky confidence. And so that can all be symptoms of having a stressed solar plexus chakra. So moving on to a balance for Sinead. So balance for Sinead. Okay. So are we looking at balancing with a chakra? Is it chakra? Okay. Is it crown? Crown. Okay. So Sinead, to offer you a balance for tonight and some support, just working directly with your solar plexus chakra. So sometimes with the chakra balance, we work directly with the chakra that's indicated. Sometimes it might be working with a different chakra altogether. And sometimes, like the previous balance, it might not be working with chakra at all. It might be working with vibration or essences or acupressure points or sort of anything else. So just because a chakra is what we're working with doesn't necessarily mean the balance will be on that. But in this case for you tonight, it is. So Sinead, if you're feeling sensitive, fragile, a little bit teary, but not quite teary, but not as strong as what you would normally feel, I'm just getting a sensation of that. Some meditations directly with your solar plexus chakra would help. Some essential oils for your solar plexus chakra, cedar wood, ginger root, or black pepper. Let me just check. Cedar wood, black pepper, ginger root. So cedar wood or ginger root in particular would be of benefit for you. And if there's anything that you need to release, any emotions, don't let them out in a safe place. Yeah, don't bottle them up. I feel like it's a little bit of a pressure cooker in there for you at the moment. Okay. All right, Sinead, I hope that was of benefit for you tonight. And I'm just going to, so let me just check those other chakras for you before I disconnect our energy. So I just want to go back and double check. So brow chakra, throat chakra, heart chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus, and base. Okay. And so they are all showing no stress now. So Sinead, you were after a chakra balance. All of the chakras indicated stress for you except for the crown chakra. The solar plexus chakra was the priority chakra that we were working with. And in particular, it was the outward expression of the solar plexus chakra. And then to offer you some balance and support tonight was working directly with that solar plexus chakra. So I hope that helped you tonight, and take care. Okay, I'm just going to disconnect our energy now. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so let me just pop back into the comments. Okay, so Monica, if you are still here, please let me know in the comments below. In the interim, I will keep looking just in case. So Monica, let me know if you are still here. So Corinne, you mentioned that you get head spins every day in the afternoon. I'm afraid with 15-minute kinesiology balances, there's particularly around just chakras or emotions, I wouldn't be able to dive deep enough to assist you with that one. But if you were looking for a longer session for a kinesiology balance, by all means, there's a link in the description and we could look into that for you as well. So you think it's hormonal, and it would be looking at all the, if you've had any tests done, blood sugar tests done, hormones, all that kind of stuff as well. So it's just a bit more involved than I'd be able to give you full support with tonight. Okay. Okay, wonderful. All right. So Monica, what did you, can you let me know, please, Monica, what you would like, if you'd like an emotion balance or a chakra balance? Sinead, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You are more than welcome. You're more than welcome. Okay. All right. Oh, emotional balance. There it is. Sorry, I missed that. They do move quite quickly. All right. Okay. And if I don't, if we run out of time tonight, I am here every Wednesday night, 8:30 to 9:30. Please do feel free to come back. It's a beautiful, wonderful community that we have here every Wednesday night. And if it's something that I've been receiving feedback from people that have been trying to pop on for a microkinesiology balance, but haven't been able to get through on a Wednesday night just because there are so many comments and so many people coming through. So I have opened up balances specifically around what I offer live. And so if you are wanting to do that, you can also do that by booking in through the link in the descriptor, or you can send me a PM because it's all done via Zoom, and I can be a bit more flexible with my times there to help organise that with you if that is what you are wanting. So I normally do balances of an hour and a half for the first session, hour follow-up, but based on your feedback and your needs, I also now offer these microkinesiology balances. I think they were 25 and half an hour balances. So just to help people get the access and the assistance they need if that's what you're wanting. Okay. All right. Good night, Christine. Okay. Okay. And so Steve as well, you are after a chakra balance. All right, we'll see how we go for time. Okay, so Monica, I'm just going to tune into your energy now. Okay, and just checking those traditional Chinese medicine points, just to make sure our connection is as strong as possible. and just offering you some support, Monica, through your base chakra. That's a really strong energy through your base chakra. So, Monica, it might be really... Monica, whereabouts are you coming in from? What country? Can you please let me know? I know we always have a bit of a delay on the comments on this end. Okay. Northern New South Wales. Wonderful. Okay. All right. So, yep, great. So, the moon's really amazing outside tonight. So you would know there was a super moon last night. It's still very incredible tonight. So if you're able to, it would be of benefit for you, if it's not too cold, to pop outside and plant your feet on the ground, and like just underneath the moon, look up at the moon. So there's really strong need for you to ground. And normally I'd be like, just pop out in the morning with a cup of tea and walk on the ground or something like that. But for you, it's coming up extremely strong, and the moon's there, so why not use it? So. Okay. So just checking your central and governing meridians and hydration. Fantastic. Okay. So, Monica, we are good to go. So, emotional balance. Okay. So I'm working with fire, wood, water, metal, metal. So, Monica, we're working with the metal element and the large intestine meridian. So I'm just going to scan through and see which of the core emotions that are coming up for you tonight. Okay. And the core emotion that's coming up for you tonight, Monica, is regret. So we'll just dive into that a little bit deeper. I think my lighting's changing, my spotlight and everything's changing. I had a light bulb blow before the live, so I've got I feel like I'm camping, which is awesome because I love camping. So, okay, so let's dive into that a bit more for you. So is it in the past? Past. Okay. Monica, if you wouldn't mind sharing, can you please let me know how old you are? So what's come up is it's stress around the emotion of regret, but in the past. So what I'd like to do is go through your timeline, and any time that it's indicate that your body or your subconscious is held on to stress, significant stress around regret, I'd like to pick that up so it's included in the balance. Thank you. If I give you a balance now, then I might, we might balance 2% of it, in the present time. Because it's come up in the past, if I go through and add it up, we might be able to balance 98%, or, we're just getting a bigger chunk for you. If I just do the present time, just that little slither for you, then it won't take much to just tip you back up to where you are. It's like emptying a bucket. Instead of tipping out the bucket, it's like taking, a couple of teaspoons out and going, there you go. But next rain, it's overflowed again. Okay. So 48 to 40, 48, 47, 46. So 46, 41, 40, 40 to 35, 40 to 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 35 to 30, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 30 to 25, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 25 to 20, 25, 24, 23 to 2, 21, 20, 20 to 15, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 15 to 10, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 10 to 5, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 505432110. Okay, so Monica, all the ages that I spoke out loud, that was where your innate awareness and your subconscious was letting me know that there was some stress being held by you in relation to regret. The earlier years, that's when you normally take it on for somebody else. So usually somebody that you're being very close with at the time, like a primary caregiver. Also, what came up for you was some stress around regret in a past life. So I just included that into your balance as well for tonight. So, so is it myself from another situation? So it's coming up with stress around regret in a situation. Is there any dynamics? Okay. A few times. Okay. So Monica, we have an affirmation to say. We're going to say it twice. So if you can please say for me, it is safe and appropriate for my feelings of regret to emerge. So it is safe and appropriate for my feelings of regret to emerge. So we're ready to move on to balance. Okay. Is it chakra? Chakra? Brow, throat, heart. Okay. And so, Monica, just offering you some support through your heart chakra. So, Monica, what came up for you tonight was you were after an emotion balance, and working with the traditional Chinese medicine 5-element chart, we were working with the metal element, the large intestine meridian, and the emotion of regret. And then when we looked at sort of which time it was, so it could be past, present, or future. So it was coming up in the past. And so we went back through your timeline and just grabbed all incidences of it where your innate awareness and your subconscious recorded and held on to stress around regret. And said an affirmation that helped enable you to be able to bring that up a little bit in your conscious awareness so that you were able to release some of the stress around that tonight. And to offer you some support, I can feel it working, to offer you some support just working with your heart chakra. Okay. So Monica, I hope that was of benefit for you tonight, and I'm just going to end our connection now. So Monica, thank you. Maybe that's got something to do with my Crohn's disease. Yes. Yes, I also know from personal experience that one. It's definitely with that one, they say regret and holding on to things, not letting things go emotionally is also one of the things for that. So I did a big paper on Crohn's disease and kinesiology. So you are more than welcome. You're more than welcome, Monica. Okay. All right. So I'm just disconnecting Monica from you now. Okay, and so Steve, you are after a chakra balance. Okay. So Steve, I'm just going to tune into your energy now. Okay. Okay, so just checking your central meridian and your governing meridian. You're welcome, Steve. Okay, right, so we're good to go. So Steve, I'm just going to start scanning your chakras for you. So crown, brow, So your brow chakra has indicated, Steve. Throat, heart. So your brow and your heart chakra. Solar plexus, sacral, base. And so your sacral and your base chakra as well, Steve. Okay, so I'll just have a look and see which one is the priority for us to work with you tonight. So is it brow, heart, sacral, base? Okay, and so for you tonight, Steve, it's the base chakra that's come up as a priority for you. So we'll just dive into that deeper for you. So you need to say the affirmation? Yeah, twice. Okay, so Steve, can you please say for me twice, I am safe. I am safe. So it's a stress around the outward expression of the base chakra. So establishing a healthy routine has indicated some stress. So this is our foundational chakra, the base chakra. So having it in balance is what causes us to feel grounded, safe, and secure. So there's some stress around secure for you. The root chakra has to do with our most fundamental needs of survival, food, shelter, and a feeling of safety. And so the feeling of safety indicated some stress for you tonight. So it can become blocked. So the base chakra can become blocked if you feel threatened, or if you have your basic survival, if your basic survival feels at threat or at risk. It has to do with money, food, and shelter. So shelter indicated for you, showing some stress. So if this chakra is out of alignment, we can feel anxious, and that indicated for you, fearful, and that indicated for you, uncertain, and that indicated for you, and have difficulty concentrating. So are we ready to move on to a balance for Steve? Yeah. Okay. Is the balance chakra? Okay. So crown, brow, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral, base. Okay. All right. So Steve, for you tonight as well, we're actually working directly with the chakra that's come up. So just working directly with the base chakra at the moment. And I can feel like my hands got like all pins and needles, and I can feel the pins and needles like creeping up the inside of my arms. So there's definitely lots of energy there to be working with and balancing for you, so that everything's flowing more smoothly for you. Steve, do you do any sort of grounding or anything to earth yourself during the day, of a morning or of a night? If you can let me know in the chat. Would it be of benefit for Steve to do some additional grounding? Yeah. How many minutes? 1, 2, 3. 3 minutes. 4, 5, 3. Okay. Okay. So you got here, Steve. I do try. Need to do more. Yeah. Well, you know what? I just checked with your innate awareness. So I just said, does Steve need to do more grounding during the day? And it came, yes, definitely. And I said, okay, well, how many minutes? And I started counting from, 1 to 5. And 3 minutes came up. Let me just check. So is it 3 minutes once a day, twice a day? Okay. 3 times? Okay. All right. So, Steve, it came up 3 minutes a day, twice a day. Because I was like, 3 minutes, and it indicated yes. And I was like, 4, 5. And it's like, no, 3 is sufficient. And I was like, okay. So I just checked, and it's twice a day. So if you did 3 minutes in the morning and 3 minutes of an evening, but make it like really good quality 3 minutes, like really focused, grounding, mindful 3 minutes, in the morning and mindful 3 minutes in the afternoon or evening, whatever works best for you, that'll definitely be of benefit for you with maintaining that base chakra, because there was definitely a lot of energy kind of stuck there that we helped sort of release and balance. So I'm just going to go back and check the other chakras for you. So brow, heart, sacral, base. Yeah, okay. Wonderful. All right. So Steve, you were after a chakra balance. So the brow, heart, sacral, and base chakra all indicated some stress, but it was the base chakra that was the priority one to work with. So we dove into that a little bit deeper, and then the balance for that was working directly with the base chakra. And moving forward, looking at doing 3 minutes 2 times a day of grounding would be of benefit for you. So I hope that was helpful for you tonight, and I'm just going to end our connection now. Wonderful. Okay. Thank you all so very, very much for coming. I'm afraid I wish I could stay on and you're welcome, Steve. I wish I could stay on and keep doing balances for you, but I will be back next Wednesday, so 8:30 till 9:30 on this wonderful community. We are an international community, and I feel so blessed to be able to come here and join with you every Wednesday night. If you are interested in finding out some more information about kinesiology, what it can do for you, or booking in for a balance, please feel free to visit my Facebook page. The link is in the descriptor, or you could also visit my website as well. But until then, take care, and I wish you all an amazing week ahead, and I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. Bye, everybody.